With Formula One releasing the schedule for this year, many fans will notice the glaring to-be-confirmed event for April 23rd to 25th. For those who don't know, the gap was supposed to be filled by the Vietnamese Grand Prix. However, the race has been dropped from the fixtures, with many fearing Vietnam may never make its debut in Formula One. Before Liberty Media purchased the commercial rights of the sport, former F1 CEO Bernie Ecclestone had explored the option of a Vietnamese Grand Prix, but ultimately he was against adding the East Asian city of Hanoi to the calendar. At the time, F1 was already hosting in Malaysia, Singapore, China and Japan, and Ecclestone failed to see the need for a fifth race in the continent. He also highlighted the failed Grand Prix of Korea and India, fearing Vietnam would suffer the same fate. However, following Liberty Media's takeover, in November 2018, it was announced the Vietnamese Grand Prix would be added to the Formula One calendar, making it the first new race under the media company's ownership. Construction soon got underway in Vietnam's capital city of Hanoi, with Herman Tilke designing the circuit. The anti-clockwise 5.613km street circuit features a combination of long straights and high-speed bends. Tilke designed the track using public roads in the west of the city and added a purpose-built layout. The circuit, influenced by Suzuka, the Nürburgring and Monaco, also consists of a total of 23 turns and a 1.5km straight. It was likely hoped the Vietnamese Grand Prix could reflect the growing economy of the country, and the F1 could reshape its image like it did with Singapore. And with the track finished, Vietnam looks set to hold the Grand Prix in April 2020. But due to the coronavirus pandemic, it was called off. However, things went from bad to worse for Vietnam, as it was snubbed from the 2021 F1 calendar. According to the BBC, the cancellation was triggered by an arrest on corruption charges of a key official responsible for the race in Hanoi. Hanoi's People Committee chairman, Nguyen Duc Chung, was arrested in August for an alleged appropriation of documents containing state secrets. And if you look a bit deeper into who owns the race rights, you'll see the Vietnam Grand Prix Corporation is entrusted with the organisation of the Grand Prix by the Hanoi People's Committee, of which Chung is chairman. While Chung's case is not related to his involvement in F1, his influence on the race being introduced does appear to have governed F1's decision to drop it from the calendar. So will F1 ever return to Vietnam? Well, no one knows. A source told AFP in November, without Chung, the future of the race in Hanoi is gloomy. It might not happen. The BBC were more positive, saying talks were ongoing concerning a possible race in 2022, but the current situation could mean the event will fail to materialise. Portugal is also biting at the heels of Formula One, as they would like to see Portimao return for a second year. Imola is also considered a favourite to fill this year's empty slot. I think the cancellation of the Vietnamese Grand Prix is an interesting topic of discussion. For me, it shows Formula One does somewhat care about where the sport, which reaches tens of millions of people, is racing. However, I think it's fair to say dropping the Vietnamese Grand Prix does throw into question the addition of some other racetracks on this year's calendar that don't necessarily represent what F1 says it stands for. From a pure fan perspective, I would quite like to see the Hanoi street circuit in action. While the 1.5km straight does worry me, I am intrigued by the design influence of iconic tracks, and watching an anti-clockwise circuit is always fun. Let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to share it with your friends on social media, that would be greatly appreciated as well.